masculine attracts feminine, and feminine attracts masculine. What does the world think is masculine energy? It's the highly successful, A-type, highly driven, Ferrari, Rolex wearing masculine. I hate to break it to you guys, but that is the most scared man on the planet. The man who is in his divine masculine doesn't need the Ferrari, doesn't need absolutely anything. So what is happening is the wounded woman is attracting the wounded man. Only the healed woman can attract the healed man. Only the divine feminine can attract the divine masculine.
Yeah, and what you have to understand is that every man, no matter, needs the opportunity to find fulfillment, and he's looking for it. And what we're born into, for most men, does not fulfill them. But you have a separation. You have the ego and you have the spirit. And the ego wants things, money, things of value to give you value. But the spirit wants to be at peace. It wants happiness. But it's a perfect blend because you need money. But what I want to try to explain to you today is what a man has to do in order to have his opportunity for his fulfillment, for his purpose in life. Because this is how we develop into men. And you have to understand there's two types of men in life. There's a man with principles and values and boundaries when he's in relationships with people. And there's a man that doesn't have any of that. And for you to be a man of purpose, a man of value, of quality, you have to develop boundaries and be a man of principle. And so the one thing I want you to understand is that in America or in the West, it's extremely difficult for a man to find his purpose wholesomely. Yes, he can make a lot of money and that be his purpose. But in most cases, finding the right woman to bear his children and to feel like he has a fulfilled life, it could be difficult. And that's what this channel is all about, International Alphas. So let me dig into this, okay? Men, when you're chasing money, make as much of it as you can. But once you have your residual passive income, remember that the moment you step into the realm of relationships with women, you're going to attract women that want your money. And if you don't have the skill, knowledge, and ability to manage those women, you're going to be stuck in a situation where every woman is going to be wanting you for your money, and it's not going to be genuine, and you're going to be frustrated. My name is Tim Rice. I live here in the Dominican Republic, and I wanted to make this video for men that seek value and quality in their life and that have the desire to live a life of value and quality as well. And one of the 5 things I want to help you of the reason why I retired and moved across seas is because I realized that I could not achieve what I wanted in America. So let me dig into this. And of course, number 1 is you have the ability to have purpose here in other countries. Because see, America is just about the money. So you're going to run into a bunch of women that are not feminine. And so how can they really raise your children? How can they manage your family and you be successful at it? And that's what you see in America. You see a bunch of men that are struggling to have happy, healthy relationships in America. And it's just the culture, it's just the government, it's just all of the systems that we are indoctrinated into. It's dogma. And as a man, if you have not learned to think outside the box, you'll always be pulled into the universe of the status quo. And one thing you have to understand, that in order to be a man of purpose, you're going to have to learn how to develop your own individual mentality. You're going to have to be the president, the governor, the master of your life. And you're going to have to learn how to do that. And it's not always about money. Money is extremely important now. But once you have enough, I challenge you to go off and live your life. You see, one thing I will never sit back and talk to American men about is making money. Because I know the average American, we don't have a problem working all day long to make enough money to live our lives. But what we do have a challenge with is living life and living a life of purpose, or living a life by our own demand, having control and manipulation of our own life. We don't really understand how intricate it is that America really enslaves us economically and mentally and psychologically. So this is why I left. The first reason was because I wanted to have the opportunity to live a life of purpose, of fulfilled imagination. And I'm doing that. And number two is the value of the money. You see, the moment you leave America and you go into, for instance, Dominican Republic or Thailand or Colombia or Africa, what happens is that that particular amount of money puts you in the top 5% of the earners in that country. You see, in America, you're in the bottom 60 or 70% of the earners in the country. But the moment you go on vacation or move to those other countries, you're in the top earners, which means you're going to have access to women that seek men of status. So that's why men go there. They go there to attract a woman that is feminine. You see, women in these countries are more feminine. They're more easy to deal with. They don't give you as much stress. They don't act like men. They aren't aggressive. They're soft. They're understanding. They're willing to help you with your goal and your mission. They understand about giving men their peace and satisfying their desires. That's why men go there. And these women, they have it naturally. It's a part of their culture. You see, the West has intentionally tainted the culture and made the men feminine. But men don't want to be feminine. And what's happened is that America has made the women masculine. And there's nothing you can do about that. And to even talk about that only puts you into a conspiracy theorist or a person that's crazy. And, and to be honest with you, if I was a woman, I would like to be in America. It just makes sense to me. But as a man in America, no. You got to have a really unique situation to be whole and complete in America. You have to really be of the elite in terms of your mentality in America to be happy and have purpose and fulfill dreams in America. Okay, so that was number two. Number three is you're able to enjoy the weather. You're able to have good food. The food it doesn't have all the chemicals and all the added ingredients that give you poor health. You understand? And being out on the beach every day, hanging out, you got beautiful women, good food, like-minded men that are successful, and you can network with people. And that's what we're doing in these countries. We're meeting our brothers. And it's just important to be able to have a crew like that, because most people in America, they just money motivated. And they're not concerned about the quality of life and having your time to do what you want to do with it. In America, the whole mindset, they don't mind using their time to make a buck. You understand? Life is lived 1.5 days, if you're lucky in America, because you're working 5.5, 6 days just to make ends meet in America. And I'm talking about at least 85 to 90% of the population in the West. And that's just not a cool thing. So that's not really a good life to live. And number four, again, is women that see your value. In America, men have validated them They have given them money. They have pedestalized them. And so in America, the women are so overvalued that you have women that have literally hit the wall, and they think that we should be chasing them. They think that they're the prize. But they can't be the prize, because when men offer protection and provision, that is the prize. You see, protection and provision is more important than what our parents always told us. Go to school, get a good job. Imagine you go to the university when you get out. The value and the quality that we can offer women in these countries, for the most part, $200 or $300 a month is all they'll ever really earn. Maybe a little more. And that right there, to us, when we come here with our residual passive incomes, whether it's you're an entrepreneur or you're an investor or you have your pension, most of us can afford to give a woman an allowance of that amount. And imagine, she can be a woman. She can cook and clean and satisfy you and be around you and make the same amount of money as if she was in a job all day. So that is very attractive to intelligent women. Now, the issue and the challenge with most men when they come here is that they here a short amount of time, so they don't have the knowledge, skills, and ability to manage women. So they go for the fast women. And that actually works for them, because they're able to spend less money on a date with a woman here than and know that they're gonna hit home plate, than to go back to America and take an ungrateful woman out, and it's not enough. How many times have we seen videos of men buying women cars and taking them to restaurants, and the women don't want that particular car or go to that particular restaurant? You'll never have that experience here. You're gonna have women that are grateful to be in your company. And the level of your success with women is based on your skills. Because even here, you got these women, might want some money. But in the end, if you're a spiritual dude and you understand about the quality of women, you have to understand that good, healthy women, as if they were saying earlier on the skit, good, healthy women attract good, healthy men. And those type of women first want security and protection. They all want to be taken care of. So it's going to take some money to take care of them. That's why I was telling you, you give them that little bit of allowance, they're going to be happy, man. They're going to be ready, willing to take care of you, because guess what? Their men aren't going to be able to give them that. They're not going to be able to give them that. They're going to have to go out and get a job. But with you, they get to be a woman. They get to have the opportunity to raise their children and be home with their family and be homemakers. And that's really what healthy women want. A woman wanting to go out and do what you do only makes her more masculine. And then when she achieves that, it's two leaders in the household, and that breaks the polarity in the feminine and masculine connection. You understand? Masculine has to be able to protect and provide for the woman, for her to feel whole and complete. So when a woman naturally has to go to school and get jobs, that element of the relationship is damaged. And that's what you're seeing in the West. Women are just completely and utterly frustrated because we gave them something that they could not handle. And it was done intentionally, and we can talk about that later in another video. Okay? Number 5 is learning to live on your own terms. You have to understand that living on your own terms is the key to life. You know, I can remember when I was living in the States and I was doing my real estate investing, and I had my job and I had a part-time job, and man, I was making some money. But let me tell you something. Every day I felt like if I stopped and just took a rest, everything was gonna fall apart. So I was making the money, but I was not happy. In fact, I was contemplating suicide because I was running behind money, and all my friends and family and co-workers was just amazed at how much money I was making and my financial success. But inside, man, I had a demon inside because I had no time to live life. And then the stress of dealing with the business and the investment part of it just really took a toll on my life. But the moment I was able to leave and take a sufficient amount of money with me, Because you have to understand, man, just a pension of $4,000 or $5,000 a month puts you in the top 5 or 10% in that particular country. And that's what most men are trying to achieve in America. You listen to Kevin Samuels, he talks about it all the time, being the top 5 or 10% of the earners in America to attract women. And you attract them, but you attract the wrong kind of women. This video is about you being on your purpose. You cannot be a successful man and think that the higher power did not put you here to have a family or to have children. So to quit and give up on that just based on the corruption and the misguidance of the West, that's not above your creator. That's not above the universe. So I know that real men of purpose, we want families. We want children. And if you don't, it's only because you don't see a reason or the benefit of it. But I'm telling you, man, you go to Africa, you're going to meet some women, man, that's submissive, obedient, and they listen, man. And they're ready to have families and to have children and to do what you tell them to do. But we have been so abused and misused by our women in our past that we don't have the confidence and the knowledge and the skills and the patience to obtain the skills necessary to manage our women. We're too feminine. You see, the United States have made us so feminine that we can't even be the leaders of our household. And that's a challenge, man, because most women, every woman, need a leader. She needs something to follow. She needs something to go behind. And a man needs a skill to save a woman from herself. You see, she's emotional, man. And if that woman is a good woman, she's worth it, man. She's worth it. But you need the skills. Every man needs the skills to manage women. A woman can't manage themselves. So you got a lot of guys on here with some really good content. But one thing I can tell you, man, is that every woman needs a man that has the patience to save her from herself. A healthy woman is always going to challenge you, always going to test you. It's a part of her nature. This is a part of her behavior. So it is important that you understand this. It's just a part of life. Your money is not going to get you there 100%. It'll get you there 85%. But the other 15% you need in order to have that peace and that tranquility in your life and to achieve that family and them children and be successful. You're going to need to learn how to manage women, especially in this day and age, more than ever. And remember, man, it's not all about money. You can have a sufficient amount of money and you can have a great life in these countries because you're going to be making more and doing more than most of the men in that country. So when we come here, we really trying to do overkill. And I see a lot of guys coming here trying to do the same thing they do in America. Have businesses, buy all this stuff. And you don't even need it, man. You don't need it. You don't need it, especially if you're trying to attract the right woman. I'm talking about healthy women that care more about what I'm talking about. When you get a woman and she just see that you got more money than the average man in her country and she coming after you, her intention is never good. It's never a good thing to be running around behind a woman that just wants you for your money. When in your mind, you want a family and you want children. Remember, man, it's about having a fulfilled life. It's about living your purpose. It's about taking care of your health. You got to eat healthy. It's good weather. You have to understand that your body and your mind, when you connect it together, these are the tools that you use to develop and transcend the life that you have developed for yourself, the life that you're living. And without these skills, man, you're just going to be a dude with money that's just getting taken for it. It won't matter. And they got words for men like that had that money and don't know how to manage a woman. And guess what? It ain't a good word. And they clowning you. They think that you soft. They think that you weak. So this video is about developing yourself to being the best version of yourself. It's about being a man of principle. It's about not only running around behind money, but developing the skill, knowledge, and abilities to manage your household, manage your children, manage your lady. That's what it's about. That's what life is about, and that's what real men do. International alphas, y'all. Let me know how you feel about this video. Give me some comments down below. Again, my name is Tim Rice. I'm your life coach. And subscribe. I got you.